Hi guys, did you miss us? Because we missed you, and I'm back with Eileen Alister after a year, and I'm so excited to have you here. Um, how are you? I cannot believe that we're gonna talk about your debut freaking album. That's insane.
We are so back. So fucking back. Hi. I'm so excited. I've been looking forward to this, and I think we have a lot to talk about.
We do. I made so many questions. We will stay here all night. Just kidding. I wish we could, but I think it would be a
Honestly,
nice
same.
time. I think it would be a nice time to answer some questions. And I put myself through the torture like 3 days ago, and I listened to our first episode, which you were amazing in this. I was absolutely cringe and horrified, and I remember when we did this because it was, one of my first experiences, and I did not sound the best, and I was shaking because obviously I talked to someone I look up to still so
Oh my
much.
God, stop.
But hopefully this one will be better, and you guys, your ears don't have to bleed anymore. If you want to listen to the first one, go, because I won't be asking the same questions, like the
And
base
she
normal questions. So yeah.
and just so I can cut her off quickly. She wasn't horrible. She was amazing. The podcast is amazing. And secondly, can I just say when you started the sentence with like I've like put myself through the torture. I thought you were gonna say like I've put myself through the torture to listen to the album to make those questions, and I was just like, what's happening now? But you're talking about the podcast, so that's fine.
No, I would never say that. You don't know me at all, I feel like, because the
I'm
album is my
kidding.
favorite thing ever, honestly. I'm so excited to talk about it. But before we start, yes, let you can share how has your past weeks been, and what have you been up to before and after, little after the album release. It's been a week. It will be a week since the album came out, so you can talk about your feelings or whatever you've been feeling.
Oh my, it's just has been like it has been so overwhelming in the best way possible, I'd say. Obviously, it's been a long time coming. I've been myself waiting for this album for a very long time. So to finally have it out there and share it with everyone was amazing. It has been crazy because as you probably all know, I rescheduled my album and pushed it a week forward. So, um, unfortunately, but also fortunately, I was on vacation when the album came out, and I was really nervous about that, just because I'm gone, and obviously I had all of my things with me, and I was always working and scheming while sunbathing. But obviously, I initially pictured the release date to be a little different, but it was just the best, sweetest time. I was with my family and my boyfriend, and we celebrated at the beach, and it was beautiful. And I just had so much time the next day to go through all of the messages and cry and cry some more. So it has been amazing. And obviously now I'm back, and we are doing the final tour prep things, which is also super exciting.
That sounds amazing. I feel like it was the best decision ever because honestly, when I found out that Taylor is releasing the same day, and then I listened to your album, well, to the rest of the songs, and then like the entire album as complete, because obviously I always knew the singles were great, but it just made so much sense. And we will talk about it because I want to ask, like, it just makes so much sense how the tracks are put in the track list. So really, I don't think I would survive that. I would just like die on the spot.
Thank you so much for saying that.
So your debut album is out. I cannot believe I'm saying
It
this.
is.
I would never imagine saying this a year after we recorded the first one. It's crazy.
Same girl.
So,
Same.
so what has this process been like compared to releasing just singles?
Oh my God. I I don't even know how to answer that because I think every time I go into the studio, I just have the best time ever. And it was like that with singles and the album. I think what I loved about creating an album, and it was the first time I've worked on a sort of project, a bundled project. I loved that I got to build a whole world around a bunch of singles, if that makes sense. And we literally created this honeymoon in a motel universe, and I never got to do that with a song. And I also, because I think every time I've released a single in the past year, I felt this kind of pressure to say every single thing that I felt about the topic that I was releasing a song to um, in the song. Wait, I just lost my track there. I just felt the pressure to say everything that I felt in one song. And I didn't have that with the album because there was 11 songs and I had way more time to express how I was feeling compared to just one song. So I loved that because I felt like I could dive into each topic way more than I got the chance before.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the album is very diverse. It's not just only one topic, which I really love. I also really like how you explain the title. You can repeat it again because we talked about it on Station Head and not many people know. So maybe you can explain the title as well, but it's just so so beautiful.
Thank you. I think when we started on the album or when we decided to make an album, I was just going through a huge heartbreak. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to have this concept sort of album that's going to be really sad and deep and heavy, sort of. And we started working on these songs and it went amazing. But then at some point, I met someone and I fell in love. And then all of a sudden, I was in a completely different headspace. And I think I've also went through so many like personal things at the time, positive and negative. So at some point I was just like, fuck, like what is this album gonna look like? What am I gonna say? It's just gonna be all of these different emotions. And I need to find sort of, because I'm a huge concept girl, like I need a concept for this. And we've worked on this song called Honeymoon in a Motel, I think a year and a half or 2 years almost ago. And I always loved that title. And I remember that I told my producer I'm gonna have an album called Honeymoon in a Motel one day, and this is gonna be the title track. And I remembered that like in the middle of making the album, and just like the bulbs lit up and everything made sense. Because I think with Honeymoon in a Motel, you can look at it from so many different perspectives. Because I was really struggling to find a title for the album because there was sad songs, happy songs, deep songs, light songs, funny songs. But I think with Honeymoon in a Motel, you can look at it from the perspective of um, I'm so incredibly happy with you. I don't need anything else. If there's you, we could celebrate our honeymoon in a shitty motel and I'd be the happiest girl in the world. Um, but you can also look at it from the perspective where it's like, I'm giving you everything that I have. And you don't give me anything. You give me a shitty honeymoon in a shitty motel. And I'm giving you my heart on a platter and you just like ruin it all, sort of. Um, and I guess it's open for interpretation for everyone now. But I love that I got to make the statement with the title track that I'm actually in a place where I'm really happy right now, at least in my love life, if that makes sense. So I think, and then with the title, I think the whole concept around it wrote itself.
I love this. I really love the song. I claimed it when the track list was first revealed.
Wait, I think I
Uh,
saw that.
yeah, it's my song. I just knew from the second. I really love the outro so much. I'm such a vocal church kind of girly, like the church kind of vibe. I really love that. I really love that. I don't think people appreciate it enough, but I do. I really do.
I was
They
just
don't
gonna
get it
ask.
yet.
I was just gonna ask, like, are you happy or disappointed that you claimed it?
No, I'm super happy. This is my favorite
Yeah.
song ever.
Oh my God,
Ever.
yay. Yeah, I think in the
Um
beginning, so, oh sorry. I think in the beginning, when I made the like sort of track list, I think I wanted to end the album with Training Wheels. Just because I think in my brain it made more sense. But then my producer like called me up and he was like, "Are you shitting me? It doesn't make any sense. We need to like end it with Honeymoon in a Motel. The outro of the song is such a like cool way to end the album." And I agreed with him, and I am so happy that I changed it. But I wasn't supposed to be that way in the beginning.
no, it makes so much sense, but at the same time I don't understand why would you put touch me where they can't and after training wheels. Like we went from being horny to being fucking sad. Like that was insane. Like we were on the release day we were on Discord and we were like
Oh my God.
freaking out we were like, oh my god, this is the best song ever. And then obviously Training Wheels, best song ever, but we were all sobbing so much.
I love how you just like from horny to sad. I get that that's a big change, but I think I can explain to you later like why we did it that way. I get that that part might be a little confusing, but I think from the perspective of it being like top to bottom, like telling a story, it makes sense. But I now I think it's very funny. I love the horny to sad part.
It is funny, but I love it. I love me some emotional roller coaster.
Love
Roller
it.
coaster. um. So yeah, the I cannot believe it. The album is out, and did the album either coming out or just like making it shift your songwriting style? Because obviously, I think that there are more songs in the Eileen vault that are not released yet. Did
Mhm.
did it change, or how do you approach songwriting now, and if it is different, then how so?
I think my songwriting kind of changes with every song, or more like I'm constantly learning. And I feel like with every song, I have a little more experience as to like how I want to elaborate myself or how I want to express myself, if that makes sense. After writing an entire album, I think I definitely put less pressure on myself to find the perfect word for everything, because sometimes like even in the album not every single sentence that I say has a crazy double meaning or is incredibly poetic. For example, with a drama baby, like the bitch inside my head, that's not poetic, that's not crazy English, that's just straight up in your face. And I think in the beginning when I started to put out songs, I would question every single word, um, and look for the trickier words, the less common words, just to make it more interesting. But with the album, I just gotten more confident to just sort of say the first thing that comes to my mind. And I'd say I'm just more confident in general now when it comes to songwriting.
And I'm so proud of you, because I can really see it. Like I can really see it from the mattresses song, from your favorite song ever, Sapphire Blue, to
I just puked
the
a little.
album. um Yeah, we see it, and I think everyone else does as well. But with the album, coming out, do you feel like you had to in some way like stick to certain situations because the songs weren't out? And do you feel like more free with the album that it's out? Like, I don't have to stick to this certain situation because the songs are out, the story is out, and I can just move on to either new song or next projects in general.
Oh, you have great questions, I just
I
have to
just
say.
came up with this in my mind. I was thinking.
I think it's both. I think I absolutely love the honeymoon in a motel era, and I love what it like has achieved, and how I like further learn to express myself with songs. And I'm definitely not tired of the honeymoon in a motel era just yet. Obviously, if you know me, you know me. I'm already working on a bunch of new songs. But even the fact that I get to tour this album means that the era is gonna stick around for a while. And I think it's a very specific era, but also at the same time, I think it has lots of elements that I've used before. I think, as you, I mean, there's still the lace aesthetic, the corsets are still very present. Um, the like sort of vintage retro aesthetic of the honeymoon in a motel era has been with me before, and I think is also going to be there in the future. I'm just really excited to like go from the honeymoon era to the next one, but also keep a part of it with me, because I think every sort of era that I live through is sticking with me. I just grow further, if that makes sense. So I'm really excited to be in it now, but also to take it with me a little while longer.
Yeah, and while you mentioned that you're taking something with it, did you learn anything new about yourself while making this project?
Well, I already knew that I'm a huge crybaby and very highly emotional, big feelings girl. So that's not a surprise, but I cried a lot during making the album, and that happened, and I'm okay with it because I've been this way since I was coming out of the womb. What's something I've learned? I think I've gotten more confident, definitely, and I've also, I think, learned to stand up to people more, because I'm a huge people pleaser, but I think honeymoon in a motel is so heavily important to me, and I'm a very big perfectionist. So sometimes when someone was okay, that song is done, we have to move on to the next, like keep up the pace, and I wasn't fully happy with it. I was like, no, like unless I'm I can't find anything that's a little wrong, we're not moving on. And I guess I learned to stand up for myself more. But I'm really lucky that I get to work with the people I work with, because they would never pressure me into anything ever. Um, but I've gotten more confident, I'd say.
I love this for you. I feel like you taught us confidence as well, especially when Drama Baby came out. I was gagged. I was completely gagged. And when I listened to it for the first time, and which I recorded my reaction to, I did not even like realize the lyrics so much, because you actually like need to sit down, listen. But it's a great song.
Thank
All of
you.
the songs are great there. I love
Yeah,
them so much.
thank you. Thank you so much. I think another thing that I've learned, because I've recently talked about this with my mom. I think in the beginning, when I started to make music, I was so set to make very sad, deep music, if that makes sense, because that's just the emotion. And that sounds really sad, but I think that's just the emotions that I felt the most, or the deepest or the heaviest. I think I've always felt sadness more intense than happiness, if that makes sense. And I just really wanted to make music that touches people and that like makes people feel things. But I think with the album, I kind of realized that you can make a very fun, upbeat song and still touch people, if that makes sense. And I think because of the fact that I knew that we were going to tour this album, I was also thinking about life, and I just wanted to make songs that people can also dance to or shake ass to. And I love that we were able to make songs like, for example, Drama Baby, that's essentially very kind of deep, because it's about the overthinking and got whatnot. But it's still very fun and upbeat. And I think that's something that I've learned about myself too, that I get to express myself and be personal and emotional. But I don't have to make a very sad song acoustically or instrumental wise to do that.
Yeah, you can just cry while shaking ass as well, like
That's the
no
motto.
problem with that. Were the songs you almost left off the record but are now glad you kept, or were there songs you added at first but then you removed? You obviously don't have to name them, but just like, the process.
Well, if it were up to me, the album probably would have had like 20 songs, because we've made a lot of songs, and it was really hard for me to say goodbye to some songs, because um, we just weren't able to do more than 11 songs this time around. So I had to say goodbye to some songs, but they will be out eventually, so it's fine. One song that almost didn't make the album, let me think. Well, I think with Touch Me Where They Can't, I loved it from the beginning. It was one of my favorites from the beginning, but it sounded really different production-wise. And I think 2 weeks before we had to hand in the album, my producer was like calling me and said something around the topic of, I think every song matches together and has this like connection, except for Touch Me Where They Can't. I don't think it fits in. Maybe we should replace it. And I was like, no, we're not going to do that. That's not going to happen. And he was like, okay, you know what? Let me just try to like completely restart the production and do something completely different. Do you trust me? And I was like, sure. And then later that night, he sent me the new production, because originally it was more like dark pop, way more drums, way more electric guitar, just like a sort of this bad bitch song, if that makes sense. And now it's obviously much slower, more nostalgic, church bells, choirs, and everything. And I'm really glad we changed it, and I'm really glad that we kept it on the album because now it's one of my personal favorites for sure.
And as I've seen, there's many people who love it so much. And I think part of it is because it sounds different and it's
Mhm.
something fresh. And I love it, and I love it too as well. I wish you could have seen our group chat. We were gagged, like
I
jaws
wish
on the
I
floor.
I wish I would have seen that. I like experience FOMO right now.
We will personally show it to you how our jaw was dropped on the tour. Don't worry.
Yay! I'm really excited. No, and I'm also so happy because obviously it's not a song that we pushed and it's not a single, but I'm really happy that it reaches the people and that so many people love it as much as I do because just love that, and I love that it's horny and hot and sexy, but also it's still like a personal song to me because it obviously touches the topic of sort of coming out of a relationship or a situationship or just a situation where you feel like you would never ever want to let anyone that close to you again, whether it's physically or mentally in general. But then you meet someone and you do it again and you risk it again, and obviously it's horny and hot, but it's personal to me as well, and I'm really happy that it's out. I've been waiting about for this for a long time.
I love this song so much, as I said. And touching doesn't have to be only like a physical, or like just a physical thing, but also like touching
Emotionally.
emotionally. Yeah. So
Hmm.
I really love how you can perceive it in a different ways as well.
I'm so happy you get it.
I do. I get it. I think I was waiting for this album my whole life. I think I was in a bomb and I was like, Eileen Alister will release an album when I'll be 19 years old and it will change my life. I knew it.
You've been manifesting it.
Yes, of course. So it has 11 songs. I love
Hmm.
each one of them. Was making the track list hard?
Um, in the beginning, yes, because I was just at some point with 11 songs that are mostly all about completely different situations, from being severely heartbroken to severely horny to severely messed up. um, but then all of again, it clicked and it made so much sense because and the way the track list is now is basically my last 2 years in order. Like going with, I love that we get to start with Bit the Bullet because that's basically a summary of the album where it's like where I went through shit, but I survived and now I'm in a better place. And then it starts with Playing House, being very heartbroken, and then it sort of delves into the mental health, and then it goes into like, okay, I'm like I could see myself with another person, but I'm I feel like I'm not ready and I feel like I'm too messed up and too broken with Born to Be Blue, and then it slowly goes into the love songs, and then it goes to the growing up, and then it goes to the final song with Honeymoon in a Motel. And I think that made a lot of sense to me, but in the beginning I was a little scared because the songs are so different topic wise.
But it just makes sense. Like it just made sense. I said to everyone when we listened to the four songs that were unreleased, which was Pity Party Princess, Touch Me Where They Can, Training Wheels, and Honeymoon in a Motel.
Hmm.
Obviously everyone listened to these ones first because everyone
Hmm.
was like super excited. But I was like, okay, now we're getting off Discord because we had the release party. Go off the Discord, put on the headphones, sit on bed or on the floor, whatever, and just listen
Lore
from
time.
top to bottom. It's
Love
important,
it.
and I did
I'm so
it,
glad you did that.
and I did it, and it you know I always appreciated the singles, but it just created a different perspective for me, and I feel like for everyone else, when you have like a body of work, in like in your hands fully.
You have no idea how happy that makes me because I'm really glad when I hear that the people get it as much as I do. And again, I'm just so happy that it's out and that because I think wait, maybe that's a question I saw, but like I don't think it's essentially a concept album. It's more like a diary of my last 2 years. And now it's a diary that's open to read for literally everyone, which is also fine. I chose this, but I'm so happy that, especially with like top to bottom, that people do that and that it comes across the way it's intended to.
I'm excited, and I'm excited it's your debut album, because debut album is usually that album when it shows people who the artist really is, you know. And
Mm-hmm.
I also have a question. Um, why why is it an album and why is it not an EP? Because that's been up to discussion for, you know, so many people. Or, you know, with the mattresses song, was there supposed to be an EP, or what was the process like?
Yes, the mattress songs were supposed to be an EP. Um, I I was so incredibly proud of this concept because there was one mattress and there was two and three and it was leading up to something. And I think after the third mattress, which I think was Teenage Girl Diary, the people caught on to it. And I was so excited because everyone in my team thought I was crazy and they were like, no one's gonna get that. And it's so much effort with like putting these mattresses literally everywhere from like a restaurant to fucking grass to a literal lake. And I was like, no, they will get it. I know my girls and boys, they will get it. And I was so happy that everyone got it. But then all of a sudden it was like, I don't think we can make an EP because obviously that's more money and we we don't really have the resources for that. And in the end, it just didn't make sense. And I was so sad because I was so proud of um, the concept. And Frostbites, the cover where it's the 5 or 6 mattresses in the grass. That was supposed to be the EP cover. And then we didn't do the EP. And I was like, you know what? Whatever the next song is, I have to like wrap up this concept. So when we released Corpse Bride, I made sure that there's 6 mattresses or 5, I don't remember, in the background, completely destroyed, on fire, just to wrap the concept up. Not how I intended in the beginning, but now it's like full circle and it makes sense. And that was the mattress, but that was supposed to be my first EP. And then we just stuck with singles and released Tilly Crush. And then I guess we just said, fuck it, let's just do an album and let's not do an EP, go big or go home, I guess. And I'm really glad that we decided to make an album.
I must say, you are a genius with the corpse bride thing. That's insane. I did not like. I'm you know, I'm one of those Swifties that is not the sharpiest
Stop.
pencil in the case. So I don't really get the references. Sometimes I'm scrolling on Twitter and how the hell people come up with this, you know, stuff.
Yeah,
Um,
but she does
I,
it on a different level. I mean, I'm not getting every Easter egg as well. That's just bananas. So you're smart, don't worry.
no, but this I did not know, and I'm so glad that we wrapped this up. So yeah, mattresses songs were supposed to be an EP. I hope
Mhm.
it's clear for everyone. I wanted to know as well because I knew, you know, when I first found out about You King Bed was released, and I was like, okay, this is gonna be the greatest EP of all time. And then you know, Corpse Bride came out and I saw the mattresses, but I was like, okay, so they're burning, cool. Did not really think about it much, you know. But then, you know, it led to something else, and then Bit the Bullet came out, and in the caption I got it, you were like, this is the beginning of, you know, something bigger. And I was like, okay,
Mhm.
so maybe new EP. But then more and more singles came out, and I was like, okay, so we have like 4 singles, like there's no way it's not going to be an album. And
Mhm.
then it was an album. So
Then
I'm
it was
glad,
an album.
you, as I said, I even wrote like a big ass tweet. I said that I am so glad that you took your time to really like think about either the concept or the songs or and everything, and took your time
Oh, I
really
remember.
to really create this. So
Mhm.
I just really appreciate how it came out in the end, and I feel like everyone else as well.
I'm so glad, and I think because I remember when we shot Corpse Bride, I was really excited for that shoot, and at the same time, I was also a little sad because I was so excited to have a concept like this for my first EP that makes like so much sense and sort of leads up to something. And then when I like, because I punched these fucking mattresses, and it was so therapeutic because I was so tired of those little fuckers. Um, because I was excited for an EP and now there's no EP and it's just mattresses. So I was really happy that we got to ruin them and destroy them and start with something new. But obviously, because as I said before, my team really didn't get the mattress thing in the beginning. In the end, they were so obsessed with it, they loved it. And I think the first thing my manager said when we decided to make an album is like, okay, we need a new concept, like same like the mattresses. What else is there? And I'm like, shit, I don't know. Like the mattress thing was, I think one out of one. I don't know what to do next. But we found a way, and we were just like on the way to the next thing. And I'm glad that Honeymoon in a Motel has a concept as well, because I'm a huge fan of concepts.
Yeah, it does. I want to hear about it more because obviously you made some visuals and the singles tell some sort of story. Can you maybe explain
Hmm.
that to someone else?
Of course, yeah. I mean, I'm also really curious as to how many people actually caught some Easter eggs, I guess. Because I think the first cover we shot was Bit the Bullet, and I'm a chained angel in Bit the Bullet, which, if you've heard of a song called Touch Me Where They Can't, the lyrics goes like, he says I've always been an angel, but I just had my wings chained. That's how we sort of came up with the cover concept for Bit the Bullet, which was the first single and is the opening single of the album. And then with Doomsday Kiss, you can still see the chains on the floor and the angel wings that I put into the trunk, which is like, okay, I freed myself, now I'm going somewhere. And if you look very closely to wait, I have to like find the pictures. If you look very closely to some posters that are like on the walls and stuff, it says something like 10 miles. Or wait, I need to search for this. Um, it starts with like a certain amount of miles. I think it was 7 or something. And then with each song, you see certain covers or posters or notes that have like 1 mile less with each single that came out, which sort of means that we are getting closer and closer to the motel. And obviously, the next song was Pretty Girl Thriller, where the car broke down. And then we had to go to a bus station and take the bus, which we missed, which is why we had to sleep on the bus station. And you can see on the poster that on Playing House that it says 3 miles left. And if you look very closely on that poster, there's sort of these tearaway thingies. That's like I have no idea what they're called, but like in supermarkets, there's sometimes phone numbers that you can like tear away off the paper and then you have them. I think you know what I mean.
Yes.
And the second one um, on the poster is gone because Playing House is the second single. And then we go to Drama Baby, which also has a poster hidden somewhere that says 2 miles, and then or 1 mile, and then Born to Be Blue obviously has 0 miles, because we almost got there. It was supposed to be a 1, but no one needs to know that. I think I'm a little dyslexic, but basically that led to like us getting closer to the motel. And obviously after Playing House, we went by foot, and I completely forgot about Keep It Cool, where we did a quick pit stop and partied a little, because you got to have that too. So yeah, it basically shows the way to the motel by foot, by bus, by car, by literally anything.
I love this. I got it. I think. after a while, and then people started to post about it. So then I was like, yeah, it makes sense. I did not really understand the miles left, because you were like, Born to be Blue wasn't supposed to come out. So I was like, 1 mile left. Okay, so I guess the 0 miles left is at the motel. But then we're like, oh, surprise! Like, Born to Be Blue is coming out, and then
Exactly.
I was, oh, so it makes sense. Okay, but on the poster thingy where the room 2 is tore off,
Hmm.
because House is the second single. There's 8 rooms, so basically, like, Pity Party Princess is basically like the Reach motel, or like the 8th single is Pity Party Princess single.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah.
Yeah, because
We
it
we
came.
like calculated with 8 singles. But I'm also not sure how much thought went into like the amount of little things that were present. I think it was more the focus in my brain was more in like that the fact that the second one is torn down. So I'm not really sure, gotta be honest with you, if I calculated the amount of tear down things that were there. But there's lots of hidden things, and I also love how the songs connect with each other. And I'm also so curious how many people got the references between songs. So yeah, I guess we'll see. I'm really excited to talk about that as well.
I'm gonna share my favorite one, which, by the way, "Touch Me Where They Can't" is not a sad song, but I cried at that part. So basically, in second verse, you say, "Baby, for the first time, the blue girl feels seen," and "Born to"
Hmm.
means so much to me. So I was like, "What? That is just so rude," and I started crying. And then
No.
I didn't really think about the end of the song. I had to re-listen, because I was like, this line completely, like, broke me off, because blue
No.
girl, born to be
I
blue.
don't want to make people cry.
Well, with the training wheels, everyone and their mothers was crying. I showed it to my mom, and I was like, listen here. I translated the songs to her, because she doesn't know English, so I had to translate it for her. And she was like, wow, that's such a sad song. Do you really feel this way about growing up? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, wow, this eileen alister girl, like, she knows how to write a song. And I was like, I told you. I told you.
Tell your mom I said thank you. This Eileen Allister girl appreciates it a lot.
She doesn't know how to say your name. She thought you're Hannah Montana for a second.
Okay, biggest
Uh,
compliment ever. This is gonna be my flex from now on, trust me.
because I was
Love it.
scrolling on Instagram, and then you texted me, and I have your contact photo, you with the bear. And she was like, is this Hannah Montana? And I was like, Mom, Hannah Montana is not a real person, but I'm sure Eileen would appreciate that.
I appreciate it indeed, for
Because
sure.
I remember how you said that you used to
Mhm.
be sort of like a Hannah Montana. Listen to the first episode if you want to know what it means. We're not gonna repeat that. But yeah, do you want to share some like lyric connections, or should we just let people figure it out themselves?
No, I can definitely talk about it. I'm blacking out a little just now. Let me think. Um, I think my personal favorite is actually the one I've mentioned before with the the chained wings and bit the bullet, and then the touch me where they can, where he says, "I've always been an angel, but I just had my wings chained." That's one that I really like. Then what else do we have? In Honeymoon in a Motel, um, I say in the bridge, I say, um, we're dancing in the living room, then we make out on the carpet, and that's actually a tiny reference to King Bed, where I say I close my eyes and we're tiny dancers in the living room, which is obviously based on how I would love for it to be and this dream, but it's not reality because King Bed is basically about you guys gaslighting yourself into having an amazing relationship when it's not. And then in Honeymoon in a Motel, that's a love song. It's actually reality and you dance in the living room. I should have written those down. Man, oh man. Honeymoon in a Motel also has a little Taylor Swift reference that I love with the champagne problems.
Yeah,
Um,
I've noticed that. I wanted to ask about that actually. Like, I love this.
yeah, I think I mean it was one of my favorite songs, and I was listening to the song when I drove into the studio that day, and obviously in Honeymoon in a Motel, it's basically like, I don't need money, I don't need anything, I just need you. And I think the Champagne Problem sounded so chic, and the way she talks about it is it made so much sense to use that in a song where I'm just like, we can't have these problems if we can't afford the bottles. So I really love that that we got to like put that in, and I love that line in general. So, and I love, because obviously I'm a huge Swiftie. It felt really right to add something that reminds people of her in a song.
And the album was kind of supposed to come out on the same day as
Hmm.
Taylor Swift, so you just predicted future.
I certainly did. I will get back to you on this, but there's more. So if you find them, let me know. I've kind of lost them just now.
It's fine. We will, when you think of something, cut me off and we will just talk about the references because it's really interesting. Also, the Cupid's bow in my hand and you're my favorite target. That's kind of like, it reminds me of Bit the Bullet, the cover. Like you're an angel, and it's
Yeah,
it looks like a Cupid.
yeah, that's very true. That's also something that, but to be fair, that wasn't an intentional one, but I've noticed that as well, and I love that connection. I should have just taken credit for that just now. I don't know why I spilled the fact that I didn't come up with that. Whatever. Yeah, it was intentional. I'm a big genius.
You are. And also, what if I'm a liability or not who they want me to be? That completely broke me down. Also, Lord is one of my favorite artists as well, and
They,
liability. So this made me cry as well, and I love this lyric so much.
it's so funny because I completely forgot that Training Wheels originally had a different second verse until I saw a video, I think yesterday, of when I performed it in London at my headline show, with the old verse, and I was like, "Fuck! Why did I change it?" Because I remember when we changed it, I was like, It doesn't feel right. I need like a new second verse." But now that I look back, I really like it. But I'm at the end of the day, I'm glad that I changed it. But I completely forgot that we originally had a different second verse.
Why did you change it, if I can ask?
I honestly wasn't sure because I didn't have a lot of room in the second verse to elaborate what I was saying, and I wasn't sure if the thing that I want to say comes across the way it should. Because it was basically, what was it? Um, oh yeah, it was because I struggle with panic attacks, and my mom used to have them too. And the lyrics basically were like, "Crucial panic, calling mom. She knows where I get it from. My tears on the lawn, shaky hands, but hers are warm." I think that were the lyrics, and I just wasn't sure if the people would get what I was trying to say. So we changed it into something, and it's still. I really wanted to name drop my mom because otherwise it would have been like my brother and my dad and not her. So she needed to be in there, and I really wanted that as well. Um, and it's still sort of the same meaning, but I left out the panic attacks and just changed it into something I think more general, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I really love the second verse because I can relate to still calling your mom when it gets heavy. It's like
All the time.
an experience for every girl, I feel like. But I'm so glad that you mentioned the London show because you wore the album outfit there and nobody knew until the cover came out.
Yes.
It was intentional obviously, but
Mhm.
I want to ask about the album cover more. How was the shooting? What was the idea? Did you maybe have more album cover ideas, and why is this the one?
Okay, so to be fair, I had a lot of ideas for the album cover. Um, but also a tiny budget because I came up with ideas like, what if we have like we stand on a like motel sign on top of a huge motel in California or whatever. And there was also one idea that I really wanted to do, where I'm sort of hanging like from sort of like Miley Cyrus does in her cover where she's like hanging on this thing and is sort of flying in the air. I wanted to do something like that in front of a motel, but the budget said no. But it was very clear that because we've been on the road for a long time and I wanted the cover to be at the destination. So we just started to look into motels and found one that was perfect. And we did a bunch of different shots. And in the beginning, I think it was more of a close up shot, but I loved that particular shot because it just felt right. And with the sign in the background, it just felt right the second I saw that photo. So that was it.
I love the cover so much. I'm obsessed with that, and I'm so glad that it basically has such meaning, and that you can see. I really love when covers don't have like a printed name of the album, but it's like somewhere in the cover, and I really like that it's somewhere in the cover, and it really shows like the deep vision you have.
Mhm.
Um, and I know you've always had it in you, but how did you decide on the themes and the sound and aesthetic? Because obviously, um, it needs to like make sense together for the album or the visuals in general.
Mhm. Uh, can I just quickly say you have amazing questions and you're doing so well. I feel so comfortable with you. Um, Great job. Seriously.
Thank you. Thank you.
Um, I think when it came to down to the aesthetic, I just wanted it to be the truest version of myself, and I wanted to include every part of me, sort of. So we just went with my aesthetic that I already sort of had, and just added on top of it, I guess, because we have the lace, we have the corsets, we have. I think I've said this all before. Um, but even with the aesthetic in the backgrounds where it's sort of vintagey but still modern, we've included that. And I think I've also showed more of myself, not like regarding showing skin, but just different sides of me, because I love that I got to do that in the drama baby visuals, where I'm a bunch of different personalities that all kind of feel like me, but you can't really tell which one is me exactly, because I think I'm all of these persons. Um, and with the aesthetic, I mean, motel to me is already sounding very retro-ish. So we made sure to keep that in it as well with the old cars and sort of a vintagey bus station, if that makes sense. But it feels very like me, and I'm really excited to see where I go next aesthetically.
I'm very excited where you go next aesthetically. Like we already started to tweet EA2 at midnight, so one day it
I
will be
saw that.
real.
I think I saw that at like 12:01 when the album came out. I was like, "Oh Jesus Christ, gotta go get back to work." But I'm obviously so excited to work on new music and put out more and show even more sides of me because there's still some left. So yeah.
I'm excited. Well, that was Julia's idea. I don't take credit for that. So she's the starter of it all. You can thank her. But I'm
Thank you.
excited. I'm honestly so excited. I think I said excited so many times, but seeing you from being such a tiny artist, this is gonna sound so parasocial, but I just feel like we've grown together. Like I've grown with you as a person. I feel like you made me feel seen and more comfortable and confident in what I'm doing, and it's just so nice, to continue in this journey in some sort of way.
Um, we did grow like together, and it's you've been a part of this for so long, and I'm so glad that you are a part of this. And I'm just so lucky to have you um be on this journey with me, and everyone literally who has been here for so long and everyone who's joining. I'm just so grateful, and it's been a wild ride, and I think I have this feeling that it's going to be even crazier in the future. But it means the world, obviously. I feel really lucky, and it's bananas. that all of this happened within a year. So yeah, I'm pinching myself every now and then.
I'm pinching myself too. Trust me, I'm pinching myself. Sometimes I go on the account and I go to the archive and I watched how, I was like, oh my god, Eileen followed me, and then I went down and saw my silly little posts that are archived now, obviously, and I saw like all of the people who were like celebrating, I don't know, frostbites, and it just makes me so sentimental. I did that before the album release and should not do that, but it was nice. So I'm very excited to what's to come next.
I'm so excited too, and I it's yeah, even to look back at the songs that came out before the album, whether it's Made of Glass or Frostbites or Lifetime Lover, it's just so crazy to me, and I also am so grateful that these songs, even though they came out like a year ago or something, still feel as much me as they did when I put them out. So I'm really grateful, and I hope I feel like that towards every song that I put out or have put out. Obviously, not with Sapphire Blue and whatever, but I all of these songs feel very like me, and I cannot wait to do more.
The the sapphire blue hate. That's
Is
it.
real.
It makes me sad. I'm the top listener on
Are
Stats
you?
FM. Yes.
Oh my god, help! No, I've seen like people saying Sapphire Blue and Born to Be Blue are sisters, and I'm like, no, they're not. They're not sisters. They're not related. They wouldn't attend the same party. They're just like not related at all. But obviously, I appreciate the fact that Sapphire Blue is getting love, obviously. But yeah, she's just existing and thriving in her own little bubble, and that's okay, you know.
She's getting love from everyone else but not her mother. That's just insane.
I'm a bad mother. I'm horrible. Who knows? One, I mean, listen, I've deleted songs off of my Spotify. And initially I was like, I mean, Sapphire Blue, I don't think it's a really great song. I don't like how I sang it. I don't really like the lyrics. Um, so I was planning on deleting it as well, but I'm a nostalgic person. So it's gonna be up forever and ever because it's my first song that I've put out. So no one needs to worry, it's gonna stay up because I am a nostalgic bitch.
Thank you. Thank you on behalf of all of us. There's also a vinyl for your album. What went into designing it? Why vinyl? How did you feel holding, creating, having the physical copy? Just everything about vinyl.
Oh, amazing. I've my dad is a huge vinyl collector, and we have this huge space in in our like cellar where it's just like vinyls after vinyls, and I've been a fan of physical music forever, and the fact that we actually got to do vinyls for this album is insane to me, and I'm so happy. And designing it with Lola, who also did all of the merch, was a dream. She gets my brain so much, and even the way we get to work together is so fun because I get to do my little ugly sketches, and she transforms these ugly drawings into the most beautiful things ever. And she did the same with the vinyl, and I think it was really important to me that it had or includes elements from all of the songs and fits the aesthetic. And um I'm really happy how we were able to interpolate or incorporate lots of little details from the album, but also make the vinyl its own thing, if that makes sense. And I'm really excited for everyone to get them so soon. And I hope everyone likes it.
They will. I'm so sure. I can't wait to get it on tour because I've heard it will be on tour.
They will be, yes.
Yes, so I'm super excited about that, and I feel like everyone will love it as well. There's been some DMs I've been receiving about CDs, obviously, but we've put the discussion down. Then hopefully in the future there will be CDs for other albums. But the vinyl is great. I love me some vinyl. I don't have a vinyl record, but I have vinyl recordings, so it's fine.
I love it. No, and when with CDs, I would have absolutely loved to put out CDs as well. We weren't able to do it this time around, but I hereby promise CDs will be coming at some point, hopefully in the near future. I really want that too.
Year ago, we were talking about your first festival summer, and you had your
Hmm.
second festival summer. So, how did you feel compared to last year's?
Oh, I think way more confident on stage. I mean, I've had my very first show ever, I think last April. April, I think it was, which is insane because I've had a show, and then I had a show in April where I was supporting someone. So my first show was in front of 500 people, which is bananas. The only place I've ever performed otherwise was in my living room. I only have one, just to clarify. And then shitty karaoke bars on vacation. So to have that was insane. And I was so nervous. And I was like, no way in hell I'm going to stand on that stage. Someone get me a chair, please. I just want to sit there and sing my songs and get the fuck out because I was so nervous. And then I had my second show in like this little sort of lake area that hosts concerts, I think every Wednesday or something. And that was actually the first time where three girls who came to watch me, who I didn't know, who I wasn't related to, because up until then I felt like the only people who listen to my music are either related to me or are making fun of me. So to have three girls there who came to watch me was insane. And those girls are still here to this day, which is so 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 beautiful and lovely. And then to have a festival summers, and we've had crazy bookings, which was insane, and I've got to learn a lot. And then after festival summer, there was also the beginner business tour, and I just felt like with every show, um, more and more people came to watch me because I think I think festivals and open airs can be very intimidating because sometimes no one knows you. Sometimes if you have a shitty slot, no one's gonna show up to your set. And what I've really appreciated and loved this summer is that no matter how like big or small the crowd was, there were always girls and boys singing my lyrics back to me, and that just gave me such confidence and so much comfort on these days where I was just like, ah, what if no one's gonna show up? But my people always showed up, and I think that festival summer was way more relaxing just because I wasn't stressing out about that on every show.
I love this summer, even though I wasn't physically there, but the videos I got sent and everything, it just seemed so sweet. Maybe you can share your favorite memory you've carried home from this festival summer.
I think one of my favorite moments was definitely Montreux Jazz Festival because that was also a bucket list festival for me. And I think that was also the biggest festival crowd I've had this year. And it was just such a beautiful day. So many of my people showed up, which I had no idea about because the festival is pretty far away from like the German part of Switzerland. And it was just so beautiful to look into the crowd, have so many people that didn't know me and were like dancing around to my music, but then to have the front rows just covered with my people and also my family in the back was just so beautiful. And I've had a blast on stage, and it was beautiful. But then even on smaller festivals where it was like, I don't know, 100 people, to like have these girls in the front row. I love the moment where I did a sort of like barricade walk and I like jumped off stage and later on was got called like Spider-Man from Wish or whatever. I loved that moment, even though it was very embarrassing and hilarious. It's definitely a memorable one.
Yeah, Nola sent me the video, and I have very hilarious screenshot. I need to send it
It,
to you.
it was that day was horrible because I we've had some delays with the sound checks, and it was not just me performing on that stage that day. So I found out about the fact that my show is right after my sound check, like 10 minutes before having sound check. So I had to like get ready in 10 minutes, didn't eat anything, and then like mid set I got so dizzy and so confused. And that was when I sang my unreleased song Time Bomb. And I think that was one of the first times where I forgot the lyrics to my song. And I was just like, well, I say something like Dead Wish. And then I was like, are we naive? We must have had a, what was it? Dead fish. And that was, I, I, it was so embarrassing. It was so embarrassing, but so funny at the same time. And it took everything in me not to like lay on the floor and laugh and cry at the same time. Cause I was just like, I just said dead fucking fish. What is wrong with me? That was also so funny and hilarious and matches the jellyfish shark theme that we've got going on as well. So yay me.
Oh my god, I can't even about the jellyfish and shark thing. I just cannot. I had an idea I would pull up to the like with me completely in the jellyfish outfit, but I think you would hate me forever, so I dropped.
I'm gonna blacklist you. I'm just kidding. No, but I've seen people actually tweet about that, and I just know for a fact some people are gonna show up as fucking jellyfishes, and um yeah, it's funny. You know what, me and the jellyfishes are, we're like lovers and enemies, I guess. I don't like them, but I like them when they're not in the water and at a show of mine. So if you show up, if you're listening and you show up as a jellyfish to my show, um, I still love you, but maybe don't do it.
Maybe someone would pull up with a real jellyfish, like with the aqua tank and everything.
Oh, oh, oh. I'm gonna get paranoia in front of before each show. Looking out for jellyfishes. That's gonna be fun.
No, it will be
No,
fun.
but it's
It
I
will
need
be
to
fun.
watch my digital footprint because I had no idea that me mentioning that in a live stream would turn into people making so many memes and like videos with like me being attacked by jellyfishes and befriending sharks and um but it's funny. I like it. I love that I'm being made fun of with my jellyfish hate relationship. It's okay. Everyone's forgiven.
Thank you. Makes me. I can finally sleep at night. That I can, pull up as a jellyfish and you won't hate me. So I feel like everyone else as well will be super super happy because actually one of the tour outfit ideas from me only personally was only the jellyfish thing. So yeah.
Interesting. I mean, look, I said I wouldn't hate you, but maybe, you know what? We have like beautiful clothes everywhere. I'm sure you have so many beautiful clothes that you can wear instead. But I'm not gonna stop you. Pull out as whatever, as a shark, as a jellyfish, whatever you feel comfortable. I'm not gonna judge you. But yeah, whatever.
Next album will be called Honeymoon in the Sea.
Ooh, yeah. Honeymoon in the sea, or like, yeah, yeah. Let's just do that. As long as I don't have to like have a cover with jellyfishes, I'm fine with whatever.
Is there a festival out there you dream of playing someday that you haven't yet?
There's a lot of festivals that I really want to play. I really hope that I get to play a festival or some festivals outside of Switzerland next year in summer. I mean, obviously the dream festivals are Glastonbury, Lollapalooza. Um, I wouldn't say no to Coachella, to be honest. Duh. What else is there? God, there's so many. Puckle Pop. I hope I'm not botching names right now. Um, I'm forgetting. Wherever they invite me, I'll show up. I don't care. I just want to be at a festival on a stage with my people.
Good to know, because there's, even though Slovakia is, a small country, but there's like two very big festivals and everyone comes there. So what if I just like signed you up?
Oh, so down. Like sign me up wherever, I'll show up.
Okay, okay, because there's one at the in Trenchin Airport. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
airport, so really big, and everyone just loves to go there. I think wait, who and Love Steam, and who played there? Oh my god, what's his name? He had a collaboration with Taylor Swift, Fortnite. What's his name?
Post Malone.
Yes, Post Malone played
Mm-hmm.
there this year.
Ooh.
So it was fun.
Yeah, I mean, I'd show up for sure. But I mean, there's so many festivals that I hope I get to play one day, even if even I'm trying to think of names. Reading festival. Um, trying to think of more. I'm forgetting lots of names. Reeperbahn. There's so many festivals that I hope I get to shake ass on stage.
Well, you will be shaking ass soon because you're going on two tours, which is crazy. How's the preparation going? When did you come up with the idea that, oh my god, we can go on tour, and we can go on tour not one time but two times?
Well, I never thought that we were gonna do two tours, to be honest. That was something that I think no one in my team expected. I think when we decided to um do a tour, it was also initially way smaller than the fall tour actually is. Um I think the first time we talked about tour was when I'm trying to remember a specific time. I think, I mean, obviously, when we did the Be in Her Business tour and so many people showed up to the Amsterdam hangout, I think that was the first time my team also realized that there's lots of people outside of our country that listen to my music. Because I think I mean, I knew it and I felt it because I obviously interact with my people. Um, and I knew that there were lots of people that aren't from Switzerland, but I think that was the first time they realized it, and that was also the first time we talked about like, okay, like once we have a project, we can definitely go to Amsterdam and to Germany, and then I really pushed for Paris and Belgium and London. I think London, of course, because I think that was, yeah, we did a headline show in London, and after that sold out, I think my team slowly started to figure out how we could tour. And then when we announced it, it was just so overwhelming to have it sold out immediately, and we were able to upgrade shows and add shows, and that's something that I think no one expected. Um, I didn't expect it at all. I was terrified when I announced the tour and when the tickets went on sale, and it was just the most hectic day. And oh, I'm yapping. Is it okay if I talk about this?
Yes, of course.
I just obviously with ticket sales there's always something going wrong, because you are communicating with so many people and so many different people are working on one thing, from promoters to agents to booking agents to whatever, and a few things went wrong, and at some point I was just like so anxious that everything was gonna go to shit, and I remember checking um the Berlin show. I think it was the Berlin show, like 5 minutes after the tickets went up, and there were no tickets. And I called my team, like, what the fuck? Now something's wrong again with the Berlin show. Like that can't be that can't be it. Like it can't be that so many things are going wrong. And he was just like, at some point, Eileen, shut up. The show is sold out. And I just started to cry. And then the shows started to sell out, and with Amsterdam I was like, yeah, it's like 10:30 and the tickets aren't up yet, and then we got the call that the show sold out the fastest, and it was just bananas. um and after that my team asked me if I were up to do another tour, a bigger tour, and that wasn't even a question for me. I was like, why the fuck are you asking me that? Of course. and then we started to plan the second tour. Um, but it's I think I personally think it's really important for everyone to know, even though it's still a part of the honeymoon in a motel era, it's not going to be tour one and two. They're not twins. They're like sisters or cousins. It's going to be a new show. And I think a new show also needs new music, I guess. So I don't think we're going to be quiet for that long, to be honest.
Okay, good to know because obviously with you know I remember when the tour announcement came out, I was in school, uh and my phone started to blow up and I was like, what the hell is happening? And then obviously with the when tickets came on sale and my DMs were obviously spammed, because I understand the frustration on like both points where people didn't know like why it was sold out, blah 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 blah. I was trying to be helpful as well. Hopefully I was as best as I could, but the show selling out and everything, it was just I felt very connected to the selling out, like very sentimental. That's what I wanted to say, like very sentimental about that. But by the way, I created a group chat with like ticket sales and swaps. People are still looking for Amsterdam tickets. Like Amsterdam is going crazy.
It's insane. And I honestly have no idea how it because in I think Amsterdam is probably the place where um I have the most listeners, which I absolutely love. I'm obsessed with Amsterdam. So excited to play two shows in the Netherlands on the fall tour, and I mean obviously in spring it's going to be the biggest show, and the fact that we get to play in that venue, um and the fact that it's so big is insane. And I wish would have been able to get a bigger venue for the shows in fall, because I know lots of people didn't get tickets, but I was really happy that not soon after the show sold out that I was able to announce a second tour, so everyone was able to get tickets. So I'm really happy.
I'm very happy too. And I can't wait to have a birthday show. I think I invited everyone and their mothers to Berlin. Seriously. I'm a walking AD for the Berlin show in spring. I'm just very excited about that.
I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. And I'm so excited. I'm honored that you choose to spend your birthday with me.
Of course, that goes without saying. That's when the tour came when the tour poster came out and I saw Match 14, I was like, oh my god, I was about to experience the worst day ever because I don't really like birthdays, and especially celebrating around birthday is something completely different, and the fact that I can
Mhm.
spend it in a room with people who get get it is just nice.
I'm so excited. I'm gonna make sure you have an amazing birthday.
Thank you. I'm very excited. And talking about Berlin, you had a Berlin listening session, and I'm
Mhm.
going back a little to the album. So, have fans and family responded to certain songs on the album in ways you didn't expect?
Um, I honestly didn't think that that many people would um have such a beautiful positive response to Touch Me Where They Can't. Um, which I'm again really happy about, but I just didn't think that that would be a song people um would put their focus on, if that makes sense. But I'm so happy. Um, I mean, I'm so blessed that I have so many supportive um, friends and people around me and my family, obviously. And they're all very proud. And obviously, my parents or my dad's favorite song is "Training Wheels," but he's so biased because he's getting name dropped. Everyone knows that. um, my friends really. I'm trying to like think of funny reactions. Um, yeah, I think everyone got a little sad for me when I released Pretty Girl Thriller. Um, and I think that was also a song that we've like in my close circle discussed the longest, because I was very set to release a song about that topic but obviously my family is very protective of me and my mental health, and especially my mother was I think a little scared in the beginning, just because she was scared that it would take a toll on me negatively. Um, but she's very proud that I put it out, and I'm really glad that I did. But obviously, there was some concern that it would affect my mental health negatively. And otherwise, I think it's so exciting for me to see as well what songs my friends like the most. I think no one hates a song on the album, which I'm also really grateful for.
For About the Pretty Girl Thriller, I think it's still kind of like a taboo to talk about it, even though we're in a very like open society, if you know what I mean.
Hmm.
uh it just feels refreshing to see someone talk about it in this certain way, in the way you put it out, and the way you gently talked about it without actually like name dropping some stuff that might be triggering for some people.
Hmm.
uh it's just very nice, and I really appreciate that you are a very strong person for sharing this. I cannot imagine how hard it was, and I'm very proud of you. But I must say that, as someone who stalks every single person in the fandom, I feel like I just saw the responses, and it is really an important song for so many people. So I want to thank you on behalf of us all.
That means the world. Um, yeah, I mean, going into that release a little bit, it was such an interesting and different release compared to the others. Because I think normally, as an artist, I think the best thing that can happen to you when you put out a song is people relating or react to a song in a certain way. Because the more people relate to a song, the better a song performs business wise, I guess that makes sense. But with this song, it just at the same time made me so sad because the amount of especially young girls who reached out to me and shared their stories or how or why they relate to the topic was just really heartbreaking and something that shouldn't be normalized, and it's really sad to see. At the same time, I obviously was really happy that I put out the song because I think very fast I noticed how important this song is to lots of people, and that's pretty much the only reason why I put it out. Because I personally think it's always better to like struggle in unity than alone, if that makes sense. Because I think shared pain is easier to handle, if that makes sense. So I'm really happy that the song is out. Really um sad about the fact how many people relate to it, but I'm glad that some people feel seen through the song. Even if it would have been just one message that would be like, "Hey, thank you for the song. I'm glad that I don't feel alone." It would have been enough because I think I'm just glad that it helped people.
It did. The entire album did. And I'm so just so proud and happy, and I feel very honored that I can live in the same lifetime as you and listen to
Oh,
this music.
stop it.
I feel super bad for everyone who like did not listen to it yet. Like, what are you doing?
Right. What are you doing?
How do
It's
you feel
fine.
your it's not fine. It's not fine. I feel like it's
Yeah,
not
it's
fine.
not. It's
Everyone,
absolutely not.
how do you feel your fan base has grown or changed in the last year since we spoke?
Um, Obviously there's lots of new people, which I'm so excited about. It means the world that so many people are sticking around, if that makes sense. I think lots of people have been here for a long time, and it means so much to me that they continue to be on this journey with me because it could have been the other way around, that it's just like a momentum where they're like, oh, it's cool, ugh, I don't like it anymore, goodbye, farewell, good riddance. So glad that so many of the people who were here a year ago are still here, and obviously so incredibly happy that more people are joining, and more people discover my music. And I'm just really grateful that I get to grow with such a loving and understanding and patient and warm community. Because it truly became a community that feels like, not to be parasocial at all, but it does feel like this kind of safe place where you're not family, of course, but it's such a safe space where I feel like so many people find comfort, and I myself too. And I think I say this at every show, um because I always get messages like, "Oh, thank you for making me feel safe and seen," and I'm like, "No, thank you for making me feel safe enough that I get to release music that it's so personal," because I don't think that's something that I will ever take for granted. And I'm just so happy, um, how this community is growing, but also is stable, I guess. And to me, the most precious, best thing ever is always, when people make new friends through this community. Seeing all of those videos of people who met through the, I guess, alister universe, is the coolest, best thing ever. And I think one of my favorite memories was this one girl at the London hangout that came alone, and she was like a little scared. Yeah, like, ah, she told me she doesn't know, like, she doesn't know anyone. She's here alone. Um, right now she's with me taking a picture, but what does she do after? And I'm like, you don't have to worry. Like, everyone's so welcoming. And then at the end of the hangout, she was like, I actually made so many friends here today. And it made me so happy. And I think that's exactly what this community represents. And I'm so glad, um, that people find comfort in it and feel safe and welcomed.
That's so nice. That's such a lovely story. Thank you for sharing. And I couldn't agree. Like all of the people who were at the hangout, even though I wasn't there, it just seemed like such a nice time, and everyone was talking with everyone. And I hope that hopefully it will be at the tour as well. I saw some comments under the TikToks that they're going alone, and so many people replied like, you don't have to be scared, like we will talk to
Yes.
you, we will take you. So it's so nice.
It's the best thing ever.
What is the biggest difference between Eileen now and Eileen a year ago?
Um, well, right now she's way more tanned and sun-kissed for sure. Because I just was on vacation. But to like take the question seriously, I think even though I'm still very insecure when it comes to certain things, I'm more confident. Um, I think the more I grow as a person and as an artist, the more I find who I want to be as an artist and as a person in general. Um, and I just love to like not change myself, but to sort of build up on what or who I already am. And I feel like I'm becoming more myself with every project or every like moment, I guess. That sounds so cliche and kitschy. I hate it. Um, but I think I just get more confident or got more confident and more myself. And even the songs that I put out, I think with every song, I feel more like me and the sound that I want to make. And I'm finding my sound, I'm finding my voice. I'm really happy the way things are right now, even though I'm still like, I want to make that clear. I'm still very insecure about certain things, but yeah.
Thank you for sharing. You know, the insecurities, I feel like, never go away, unfortunately. I wish we lived in a perfect world, but the fact that, you know, you are so strong to share that, because sometimes, I don't know, people might take or see pictures on social media and have a certain picture about people and how they're happy, when actually, like, not everything's perfect 100%. So it's really nice to maybe share a progress, but at the same time say, not everything is 100%, but it's okay, because we we have time to figure everything out.
Definitely. And I think what I find so interesting about my personal process, is when I talk about confidence, I don't feel any prettier than I felt a year ago, but I feel more like myself than I did a year ago, and that definitely gives me confidence. And I think that's such an interesting thing because I think normally the first thing you think of when you talk about confidence is like your looks and the way you're perceived or perceive yourself. I don't feel prettier at all, but I feel more like me, and that gives me confidence.
That's so nice. Yeah, I honestly agree. But I feel like what might have helped, because sometimes you can be insecure about stuff or not feel pretty at a certain situation or in a certain day, but then you talk to people who care about you. That's what happened to me. Someone made a picture of me, hated it, but then they explained how they perceive me and how I look to them, and it actually changed my perspective. Sometimes really the people around you are just really important, and I'm so glad you have that right now and that we can talk about it and you share the process with all of us.
I think it's a very important topic in general, and I think especially with social media and the internet, I think so many people have such crazy insecurities no one would ever guess or know. I think my biggest insecurities are probably things no one ever noticed until I talk about it, and I think that's so interesting. Because even the people I find the prettiest ever, I know for a fact they are insecure about certain things themselves. Um, and I love to be open about that because I'm really glad every time someone I perceive as very beautiful opens up about their insecurity, because I think that just grounds, puts everything aside, and is like everyone's human, everyone's insecure about something. So yeah, obviously I'm going to talk about this because I'm insecure about so many things. Um, but that shouldn't, I think that shouldn't stop you from um, anything really.
And since you've, I don't know how, if I put it in the right way, but since you've became more successful as last year, which we can clearly see that, but do you approach social media, since you've mentioned that, now that more people are listening, like, do you approach it differently? Like, is your strategy or what you share, does it feel different than from last year?
It definitely does. I feel like I get to be way more authentic now than I did a year ago. Because I think a year ago, the focus was always on getting the attention of new people, and everything was sort of like promoting the music. And now that I have sort of this space, I guess, I get to be very myself and silly and and I don't know, funny while trying to promote my music more hidden, if that makes sense. Not every video that I post has to be like, "Hi, I'm an artist. That's my song. Hope you like it." And I'm really glad that I don't have to do that anymore, really. Obviously, sometimes I post a silly video and the intention is not to find new people. And sometimes when I post a video, I want to make it more clear, like, hey, this is my album and I hope you like it, or the more promotional videos. But I'm really glad that I feel like I'm more authentic now, and I get to be silly, and not every video has the intention of finding new people, if that makes sense. Sometimes it's just for the people who already know me, to entertain them a little, I guess. So yeah.
What does success look like for you now compared to last year? Has the idea of what counts as success changed?
Um, I think yes and no. The goal is still very much the same. I still have the same ambitions, and nothing's gonna stop me from that. And I will work as hard as I have to get there. Um, but I think compared to a year ago, success to me is also about me being as happy as possible and having as much fun as possible while doing it, if that makes sense. I think before I was just like, I have to get there, I have to reach my goals, no matter like what kind of toll it takes on me. Because I've learned the more fun I have and the more comfortable I feel, the better things turn out. So I'm also very focused on um me having a great time doing it. Um, but the goal is the same. But I think what's interesting about success is um, no matter if three people tell you this song helped them go through something or hundreds, it feels equally as good and as important. And I'm really glad that I feel that way because it's just about community, and community um, is awesome. And I love our community, and I hope everyone's sticking around, and I hope um, everything goes as planned in the future.
I'm sure it will. Well, I am sticking down. I am never leaving. I am like an annoying fly, just like going
You're not
around the
annoying, and
room.
you're not a fly. You are a perfect girl.
Thank you so much. But genuinely, I've just never felt more happier in the community than I do right now, and I feel like every just seeing like everyone else being so happy being here is very amazing, and I understand why they feel that way because I feel this way as well.
I'm so glad. I'm so happy. That makes me so happy. And again, as I said before, seeing this community, how they treat each other, how they become friends, it's unreal. And I'm so lucky to be a part of this community. And I'm so lucky that my music is bringing people together the way I intend to.
What do you hope honeymoon in the motel will mean to fans 5 or 10 years down the line?
Ooh, um, I hope they will still think it's a great debut album. Um, and I hope they won't forget about it. And I hope um, they can look back at it in a very nostalgic, yet still present way, if that makes sense. I hope it's not disappearing. Um, and I hope they can look at it as a start of something very fun and cool and dope.
It is. Do you
It
already see
is.
of what your next project might explore musically or lyrically, or maybe there are some Easter eggs in the first project?
Of course they are.
Uh,
And we've also, there's Easter eggs everywhere. And we've also been working on something new. Um, I'm really excited about that. And I cannot wait to continue to work on it after tour. So yeah, we're not stopping just yet. I hope no one's tired of me. I'm sticking around, and you will hear from me soon.
that was an evil laugh. I
It
love
was
it. I
such
love
an
it.
evil laugh. I'm like the evil witch in the movie.
Well, I'm very excited. I'm not gonna ask more because you will spill everything, and
You know me so well. You know me so well.
um, we hinted it a little, and I think that's enough for
That's
everyone.
enough. I
You
mean,
will
I think everyone can expect it's not like I drop an album and disappear. There's obviously going to be new music. Um, so I didn't give away that much. I'm really proud of myself.
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you that it's going well right now, that you didn't spill anything, and that
It takes
we
everything
go.
in me not to.
I know, I know. If I were you, I don't know. But you know what? The entire thing, maybe even you taught me how to shut up in certain situations. I think I've become much better at being quiet than I was a year before. So
I think we both matured when it comes to that, and I'm really proud of us. I mean, I still spill um, a lot of stuff, but most of the time it's intentional. Um, most of the time. There have been some little fuck ups, but that's okay, you know. I'm just a girl. But I'm getting better at this, I think, and lots of people don't know how many secrets I'm actually keeping. So when I spill something every now and then, they don't know how much I'm actually keeping to myself and how good I've gotten at it. So yeah. Ha.
I'm
I'm having
excited.
lots of evil laughs moment right now. I enjoy that.
I'm gonna keep that, make it 10 times more loud so everyone can hear
Like,
and be
wah,
like
ha, ha, ha,
excited.
ha.
Just don't go on TikTok live and I think we're fine.
Yeah, TikTok lives are my biggest enemy. I can't shut up on a live.
Yeah, because I remember you spilled something and you were like, shit, I wasn't supposed to say it. It's not on my list because you had like a little paper with you. And
Yeah,
I think I called you out and everyone was like, so you don't want us to know things? I was like, no, that's not an intention. I was joking. God,
that's just my humor.
it's just my humor. I just
Mhm.
want secrets to not be spilled. But
The
it's fine.
fucking secrets. It's fine.
It is. I we spent like almost 2 hours together, which is insane, and I don't want to keep you here until forever, even though I would love to talk about more questions as
Oh,
well.
same.
There's so much to talk about. Maybe
There's so much to talk about.
maybe in the future, maybe we will do something on tour. Someone said, I don't know. Maybe I will bring a mini mic. I don't know.
I'd be so if you're down, I'm down. But I
I
also want you to enjoy tour and not like be too like focused on like I guess the work side of it. I really want you to have the best time there as well with your friends. So um we do whatever we want. If we're up for it, we do it, and if not, we'll just have the greatest fucking time of our lives.
Yeah, well, she's inside of me. She's never leaving. I'm always thinking about her.
You
So,
are such a hard worker. It's crazy. And like
um,
also I also want everyone here to because everyone knows how much you do for the HQ. And obviously sometimes we work together on things, but I want everyone who's listening right now to know how many ideas you have and how incredible you are at bringing these to life and how much work you put into HQ. I think everyone knows that because everyone sees it. But you are such a hustler and I admire you for it and I look up to you and you're insane and amazing and I'm so glad you are a part of this team.
I look up to you so much, and you are a witch because you are not supposed to make me cry here. I think Station Head was enough where I embarrassed myself, but that was my
We are
fault.
just crying all the time. It's actually insane. But I love us, big feelings girls.
I love it. I love it. And I'm super grateful for the opportunity. I feel like I say it every single day to every single person around me. It just means so much to me, and the fact that I can do these things. I feel like release weeks is just something I'm personally proud of because I don't think I've seen anyone else outside of our fandom to do it like consistently for every release, and I think it's super fun to like spend time together as a fandom, and I wish we could do more, but maybe in the future we will make them even bigger and better, and we will be like Taylor Nation perhaps.
We will and I'm so happy to hear that you are also proud of yourself because you have every right to be.
Thank you. And thank you for spending 2 hours with me. It's been the
I
best
feel
2 hours.
I've it's been the best time. I we could talk all night. I feel like I've like just babbled and like talked way too much. I hope that's okay. I just can't shut up right now and I think like I'm sleep deprived and overly excited and that combination beats to me just blah 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 blah.
Please, blah, 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 forever. So we will be here in, I don't know, 40 years, and we'll be talking about Eileen Alister's 40th album, and we will
Bet your
talk,
ass.
yeah, for 4 hours, and it will be
Bet your
great.
ass we will. No doubt there.
Thank you so much. I hope you have such a wonderful rest of your day, and everyone else as well. Go listen to Honeymoon in a Motel, aka best debut album ever. You will not regret it, and I hope you
Don't
enjoy.
make me blush.
you enjoyed us talking. And hopefully more soon. I don't know.
Definitely.
Uh,
100%.
you can say your last famous words of the second episode of your debut album, and then we call it a night. Unfortunately, I don't want to leave. I'm just like, you see how much I'm talking just because I don't want to leave. There's so much to talk
Yeah,
about.
we're like dreading the goodbye. Wait, final words. I need to come up with something. Um, I'm trying to remember what I said last time. I'm just gonna end this podcast with I'm gonna say three things. Thank you for having me. I love you. I love everyone who's listening. Thank you for being so supportive. Secondly, I even though you think I'm bad at keeping secrets, I'm actually very good, and I have lots of things up my sleeve. And last but not least, that's just the beginning. Um, I hope. No, I know it's just the beginning. And I enjoy talking to you so much. And I hope we get to do it again and again and again. And I cannot wait for tour.
Yes, go buy tickets for spring tour. There's tickets for Basel and Paris, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
For and if if you want some London tickets, I feel like some of people are selling them in the ticket swap group chat, so you can DM that, but you only have like 13 days until the tour starts, which is insane. Like tomorrow, because we're recording on 30th September, tomorrow is tour month.
Holy fuck. Yeah, insane.
Um,
Nuts.
excited. So talk to you soon. And
Talk
have
to you
a
soon.
wonderful rest of the day. Bye.
Yay. Love ya. Bye bye.